7 out of 10 people end up in careers that has nothing to do with their studies. So how do you make your education relevant?
So you said 7 out of 10 people end up with the wrong career choice, and I want to know how you guys at Educately help them choose the right one.
So if you think about it, that problem comes back to a moment when students specifically has to answer one of the biggest and most important decisions they have to make in their life, which is when they decide what to study and where to study. So probably they took this decision when they are very young, 17, 18 years old. They have no clue what they want to do in their life. And then that decision goes with them for so many years after, with the careers and so on and so forth. So we decided to focus on those. How do we make people answer those questions in an informative way? And the way we thought about it is, at the end of the day, you don't want to study something because you really want to study, and that's it. You want to study something because you want to work with this. When you choose a career, you want to be in a career where you're fulfilled, you're passionate about what you do. So we started from there. It's like, how do we make people find out their areas of passion, correlate this with the right education, with the right career path, and then connect this with the right educational path. So our essence is to build something like what LinkedIn built for jobs to education. So we're building an educational network that uses technology and network from one side to help students answer those two questions: what to study and where to study.
I love how you've combined something that is so real life, which is the networking effect of people, with something so sensational like technology to build what you're building at Educately. But I'm very curious to know, how did this all come about and how did this all start?
It all started with a personal journey, like a personal story. Myself, my co-founder, so I have a couple of co-founders, Abdurrahman and Joanne. All of us have lived a similar journey when we studied something and then work something else. We find out when we consciously choose our educational path, and it evolved everything about my education on this area of entrepreneurship and things that I found my passion area on. And since this point, my entire life changed. Not only my educational path and career path, but also the network and people that I'm connected to, my aspiration, my goal setting, and so many others. So since then, I think that even resonated with my mission in life. And then we started kicking it off, and Educately is just a manifestation of this.
Throughout our conversation, I can hear a lot of keywords like inspiring people and changing their lives and adding a lot of passion that's even all over your office. How far has the impact gone for Educately, and how many lives have you impacted so far?
Since we started, I think we touched over 3 million students. That comes from 200 countries. We're primarily focusing on Middle East and Africa. However, we still have people from everywhere, every corner in the world is actually using Educately at a certain point. And not only from a student side, but from university side, we have right now over 17,000 universities listed in Educately. So you can search and compare and apply to any of them with your profile. And last year, we made a remarkable year. We made a massive jump in our gross revenue, crossing $2.3 million. During this journey, I think we had really powerful partners from public and private sectors. We have the Irish government as part of this journey. We have the Egyptian government, the UAE governments, and part of our funding rounds, and of course a lot of significant players as well in the VC world. It helped us to accelerate this growth. So it's been a journey, let's say. We touched millions of people, but our vision is to facilitate learning experience for every education seeker. And when we think about that number, there are over 1.3 billion students in the world. So our vision is, how do we touch those people when they decide what to study and where to study?
What's next for you guys, both in terms of your technological capacity and your aspirations for Educately?
We are going actually in a very exciting era when it comes to our growth strategies. One has to do with geographical expansion. So we're working hard to first make sure that we are penetrating the Middle East and African region, which is over 150 million students, before we even go somewhere else. So how can we make those 150 million students make an informed decision toward their studies? And that by expanding a lot of countries. Right now, we have very, very good appetite on Saudi, GCC, but also Africa is showing an incredible presence, a continent that is full with young people. So how can we tap into this? So as a team, we're working closely to make sure that this is our primary focus from geographical expansion. And then when it comes to technology, it's even more exciting, because what you see right now in evolution in AI and LLMs and GPT models and so on and so forth is so powerful when it comes to its application in education. To an extent, right now, it's our mission is to help people discover themselves, to discover their passion and then correlate this to a career and education later. We are launching soon a vertical that will allow people to immerse themselves into a digital experience that just help them to do that. And some of the technological advancement that help us there was never there. Like, how can I make sure that you have access to all education programs in the world at the same time, all careers at the same time, and so many other factors that was not possible before. We are in the top of that, and I believe it's exciting to get us there.